Hi, welcome to the first session in Autodesk Certified Professional Exam for Revit Structure tutorials. In this tutorial, I will talk about the tips and strategies that you should learn in order to prepare for the exam and pass the exam successfully. If you have enough working experience and also the knowledge and skills of using the Revit structure, you are ready to take the exam. But in order to successfully pass the exam, you also need the tips and strategies so that you use your time efficiently and answer the questions correctly. So let's go to the first tip. The first step for taking the exam is to know what you need to know. That is the exam objectives. Autodesk has clearly defined the exam objectives in a file, in a document that you can find in the Autodesk website. You should go to the website and download the file. I will put the link to the file. You should read it carefully and go through it regularly when you are preparing for the exam. Autodesk has defined their target audience for the ACP. People should have at least 400 hours of working experience in real world projects. They recommend 1,200 hours of working experience. Should know not only the tools and the skills to design and model, but also the ability to collaborate and communicate, the ability to solve issues, manage the project, and also able to present their design. So in the exam objectives, there are five parts. The first one is about modeling and materials. So you need to create 3D models, be able to update the elements. Second part is about the families. Should learn about the families, create various parameters, instant parameters, various types of families. I will talk about the exam objectives in the next video, but here you should know that there are five parts. Beside the modeling and families, you should know about the documentations, how you create different versions and revisions, how you document your design, creating various views, creating sheets, and so on. And also the views, which are very important. You should be able to create various views and present the drawing in a way that is consistent, that is really readable, precise, and accurate. And lastly, the exam objectives talks about the Revit project management, where you should be able to synchronize your model, create working sets, and also communicate with your colleagues during the design process. So you should go to the document, read each line one by one, each part, and then prepare accordingly. Another useful tip for the exam preparation is to focus on the exam objectives. Do not distract yourselves learning each function and everything in Revit. Try to practice according to the exam objectives and build the knowledge and the experience from real-world projects. Try to do at least 2-3 projects in order to learn the design flow and also the Revit functions. That's really important because it clearly says that you need to have at least 400 minimum to 1,200 hours real-world experience in order to do the exam and pass it successfully. The third useful tip for taking the exam is to develop a good test-taking strategy. You should have good test-taking skills and also the good strategy to pass the exam successfully. For that, you should know that the time is limited. There is 90 to 120 minutes for the exam, and you should manage your time very well. You also should get familiar with various types of questions and expect what you will need to do for each type of questions. There might be multiple choice questions, drag and drop questions, matching questions, true and false questions, and also scenario-based questions. You should practice each types of questions and also prepare for them accordingly. Also, you should not spend too much time answering one question. If you do not know, that's fine. Just mark it. You will be able to mark the question and revisit and solve that question later if you have time. A very useful tip for developing this strategy is also the fact that you should not answer a question carelessly. You should read it very carefully and examine each choice separately. If you're not sure about an answer, try to remove the option that you think is really not relevant or wrong. Try to narrow down the options. And so if you have less options, then the probability that you get a right answer would be higher. So try to move the options that are not really making sense. These tips are really important for you to prepare for the exam and also do your best on the exam day and pass the exam. Time management is really important because time is limited during the exam and the number of questions, of course, are clear. Should answer all the questions and do not leave a question unanswered. And do not spend too much time answering a question. If you do not know the answer, just mark it and revisit the question later. Try to use your time wisely and spend the time efficiently and effectively. If you manage your time very well, then you will not get panicked and stressed, and that way you will have good productivity during the exam and you will of course have a very great results. The last tip for taking the exam is remediation. On the exam day, you will have a hard time, you will get stressed, you will get very tired after the exam. So try to revisit the exam objectives and review the exam objectives. Think about the questions that you face during the exam and also check the topics. Evaluate yourself, which part you did the best and which types of questions you could not solve, which topics were really important and you had frequent questions. So try to evaluate yourself after the exam, and if you don't pass the exam, that's okay. Failure is part of the success, and you of course have another chances and opportunities in the future to take the exam and pass in the next exams. So try to not penalize yourself and get depressed. If you succeed and pass the exam, congratulations. You should celebrate it and also put it in your CV, your resume, and LinkedIn profile, and share it with your friends. Thank you for this session. I really appreciate your time. If you like this video, please share it with your friends. Subscribe this channel if you haven't yet so far. And try to go to the Autodesk website as well. There is a free preparation course for Autodesk certified professional exam for Revit Structure. You can have a free access to those tutorials, which are really useful. And I will see you in the next session. Bye.